there is an amazing quote out here from the Chinese readout of the meeting where Xi seems to be suggesting that the world is at risk because of Donald Trump in descending into a lawless jungle. That's the quote. And he says, that's why it's so important we have stable relationships with you. And we are going to leave. And I think Merz is coming straight in. So there is this convoy, this of Western allies.
Steve Swinford is with the Prime Minister in China. He's the Times political editor. He joins us now. Steve, morning to you.
Good morning, Stig.
Where are you? What is happening? Are you at the end of the day with Starmer? What's gone on?
It's the early evening. We've just seen Starmer. He's met Xi today, and he's spent a long time with him. He spent about 3 hours with him in total. There is a gap between how he's talking about it. He's talking about it as historic, really significant, really big, and any tangible outcomes at the moment from what we can see. So we've had all the readouts, and we don't seem to be coming away with much, apart from at the moment something on whiskey tariffs, something on the right to possibly go to China without a visa, and other things. It's more a kind of, I would describe it as vibes, is what we're getting from Starmer and Number 10 at the moment. Lots of positive energy, but it's not clear what it amounts to. And what he doesn't seem to have done is there is no movement on Jimmy Lai, the Uyghurs, or any of the difficult questions about our relationship with China.
Funny enough, we had William Hague on this programme, the former Foreign Secretary, and he was utterly confident that nothing would happen because it's not how these things work. And if it were to have happened, it would have been done in advance and it would have been pre-briefed to that effect. Is there a danger, Steve? I don't know how much this is felt there, that this is better for the Chinese than it is for the UK. We've already heard that the Chinese media are reporting as the UK is one of many countries queuing up almost to cozy up to China. That's presumably the narrative that they'll want to sell.
That is the narrative, and they say there is an amazing quote out here from the Chinese readout of the meeting where Xi seems to be suggesting that the world is at risk because of Donald Trump in descending into a lawless jungle. That's the quote. And he says, that's why it's so important we have stable relationships with you. And we are going to leave. And I think Merz is coming straight in. So there is this convoy, this of Western allies. And what China's trying to do is position itself as a bulwark of stability, which it can do because effectively this is not a democracy. It has no change of leaders. So, yeah, you can be pretty stable and assured that there will be no political uncertainty when you've got one all-powerful leader in Xi. So that's the situation we're in at the moment.
How will Starmer handle that? I mean, is that just an inevitability that he's made this decision that it's better to be there than not to be there? That might even be true. It's better to have some degree of economic relationship with China improving than not to improve. And therefore, is it an expectation management job you're getting from his aides saying, well, this is the first step of many, this is the beginning rather than necessarily a result in the next 2 days?
Yeah, they're saying there's more to come, but the playbook he's using for Xi is exactly the same playbook he uses for Trump. He is going out of his way to praise him. He won't even say the words Jimmy Lai. He will say things like, those issues were raised respectfully. It's almost like Voldemort, the man who should not be named or something. It's quite a strange way of doing things, but it is the same playbook, just complete trying to go out of his way to praise him. And he thinks that's how you get things done. And he may be right. He may be right that it's obviously better to talk to the second largest economy in the world, and arguably increasingly almost the most powerful military in the world, to have a relationship. But there has to be meaningful movement, I would have thought, on those human rights issues. And that's the risk here, that it's a lot of symbolism, but not much substance.
And just finally, what are your plans for the evening? Do you go out with the Prime Minister? Is there a dinner and dancing? What do you do when you're on a job like this?
I think we are tonight. We are we're being treated to a trip to the ambassadors, reception at the ambassadors, which is always good fun. So we'll see what that looks like. There has been a bit of football here, so Starmer has done some, just for your own entertainment, he gave the match ball from the Arsenal game at the weekend. His beloved Arsenal, he went to see it, they lost 3-2 to Manchester United. Xi claims to be a Manchester United fan, and so they presented him with the match ball, which Starmer finds painfully amusing, and brings out one of his long football anecdotes when you talk to him about it. And then he was asked about what other clubs does Xi like. Xi is apparently into Manchester City as well, and also, bizarrely, and we don't understand where this has come from, Crystal Palace. Xi likes Crystal Palace Football Club, which is news for us, and probably news to Crystal Palace Football Club as well, but there you go.
They need to watch out. Steve, so great to hear from you. Have a great night tonight, and no doubt we'll hear from you again on Times Radio during this trip. Thanks so much.
You will.
We will. Steve Swinford there, the political editor of The Times.